If you found this video, then you are in the middle of or about to get a certification for your product in India, and you want to prepare thoroughly. That is commendable. You're right to do so, because a wrong choice of air can possibly lead to unforeseen problems. So what is meant by this local agent? Let's first start with the term AIR, A-I-R. AIR stands for Authorized Indian Representative. This AIR, this Authorized Indian Representative, is necessary for every Indian certification, be it AIS, BIS, WPC, PESO, CDSCO, or any other. Only the respective requirements for it differ depending on the specific certification. So let's take a look at the different requirements for the AIR in the various certifications. Basically, all representatives are mainly responsible for the application and correspondence with the respective authority. Now, this is important because all questions from the authority go through the representative first. So, if you were reluctant to pass on your technical specifications to, for example, your partner or branch office, it would make sense to involve a third party. More on that in the next few minutes, though. Let us first look at the different responsibilities as per certification. In AIS, BIS, WPC and TEC certifications, for example, their responsibilities are indeed limited to a bureaucratic function only. In essence, the name of the agent must be in the application. For most consumer and also industrial products, then, the requirements are therefore manageable. Really, the only difference in responsibilities between these four certifications is the amount of bureaucratic work involved. So, the costs for an outside representative in WPC or TEC, for example, are only around $300 or $400 US. But if you go for BIS or AIS, which are a lot more complex and take a longer time, these costs can go up to $800 US. So much for most consumer and industrial products. For explosion-proof or medical products, however, the requirements are higher. In these industries, agents must have appropriate qualifications. That could mean up to two things. First, the responsible person within the representative organization must have appropriate training. For example, a medical or a technical degree. Secondly, he or she must demonstrate knowledge of the product to be certified. Now, such product knowledge may already result from the qualification itself, for example, the technical degree. But in the case of technically very specific or niche products, more proof is required. For example, a corresponding training certificate issued by you, the manufacturer, to the representative could do the trick here. Now, that also means that in the case of complex product, you have to choose the agent more carefully. The technical qualification requirements narrow down the list of potential candidates to be your agent substantially. Costs may also be higher. Nevertheless, even in these cases, the cost should not exceed $1,500 US. Okay, this brings us to the next question. Who can take on this role? For example, if you have an Indian branch, it could of course be your heir. But your distribution partner, your customer, or a third party such as an agent can also take on this role. In fact, you are basically free to decide who takes on this role. And secondly, you're also not bound to this one agent that you have chosen forever. No, you can add other agents at any time or even change the already appointed agent. Now, such changes are of course not free of cost and are subject to formal applications, so you should always keep that in mind. But there is no legal commitment to any particular heir in Indian regulations. However, depending on the product, certification, or initial situation, the right choice of heir will have an impact on your business. Let's assume, for example, you have a service branch that does not know your designs and is excluded from your IP. Now, to protect your IP, you want to prevent your service branch or service partner from getting your designs. There is one problem though. In most cases of certification, detailed designs will need to be presented at some point. So, do you still have to designate your branch as the heir? No, not at all. You can appoint a third party that has nothing whatsoever to do with your product and thus poses a much lower risk to you. Or let me give you another example. Your distributor in India had originally taken on this role, but perhaps now you are not satisfied with this particular distributor anymore and you'd like to involve another. No problem. All you need is a simple and, in most cases, immediately effective application. Likewise, if you want to get entirely rid of your heir and exchange it for another one, all you need to do is inform the relevant authority and apply for the change. The same applies if you have commissioned the representation through your consultancy firm. If you are dissatisfied with your agency, you yourself or another advisory firm can apply for a change at any time and thus easily get rid of the disagreeable agent. Okay, that would be it as far as selecting and managing your heir is concerned. So, if this requirement of the heir looked like a hurdle in the beginning, hopefully you are somewhat reassured now. Indian regulations give companies a lot of freedom in this regard, so the heir really should not be an obstacle. Alright, I hope that my explanations have sufficiently explained this particular Indian application condition. Of course, as always, you're welcome to ask us any questions you may have. You will find the relevant contact forms on our website. Thank you for your attention. See you next week. Take care.